So you're wondering, will you actually fit in the new 2024 Toyota Tacoma? So whether you're 5'6" or 6'8", here's exactly how the 4th Gen Tacoma stacks up for drivers and passengers of all sizes. Now, seat room, it's a big deal, especially in mid-sized trucks. And one of the first questions that taller drivers are going to ask is, can I actually fit? And with a completely redesigned cabin this year, the 2024 Tacoma makes some real changes. So let's break it down by height, and we're going to start up front. So first off, front legroom. It comes in at 41.8 inches, but more important than numbers, Toyota raised the seat height, so now you get a much more natural and chair-like driving position. And so tall drivers, up to 6'8", have said that they're actually comfortable behind the wheel. And there's good footwell clearance as well, and so the pedals are well placed, and even manual drivers say that it feels more spacious, especially around the clutch. All right, the rear legroom is just 33.7 inches. The rear seats have a slight recline, which is going to help, but this cushion is low, so your knees sit high, and the comfort's going to depend a lot on your height. So if you're under 6 feet tall, you can manage short trips, but once you're over 6 foot tall, things are going to get tight. A 6'2", 300-pound passenger said that it was extremely cramped. The rear headroom is about 38.4 inches, so that's decent, but the real issue is gonna be the legroom and the seat height. Also, the rear door opening is narrow, so loading child seats can be awkward. And the rear-facing infant seats are only going to fit behind the front passenger or in the middle, and even then that front seat has to be pushed forward. So if you're considering the TRD Pro trim, hold up a sec. Its special isodynamic seats are thicker and sit farther back, which means legroom in the rear is going to get even worse. And we're going to come back to that in a minute. So now, just to be clear, the 2024 Extra Cab doesn't even have rear seats. And so instead, that space is turned into like lockable storage with the pegboard style gear mounts. It's great for tools or overlanding setups, but not for passengers. All right. Back to the TRD Pro, those isodynamic seats I mentioned, so the built-in shocks make them thicker and they eat into the back seat. So if you're planning to carry teenagers or adults in the rear often, the TRD Pro is probably not the move. Here's how the Tacoma stacks up against competition on the rear legroom. The Tacoma, 33.7 inches. Ford Ranger is at 34.6 inches. Chevy Colorado, 34.7. And a Nissan Frontier at 33.2 inches. So yeah, Tacoma's mid-pack. It doesn't lead in rear legroom, but it does have above average shoulder and hip room. So let's make it simple. Front seat fit. If you are under 5'10", you'll have plenty of room. Super comfortable. 5'11" to 6'3", you're still going to be good. The posture feels natural and the legroom is there. And then 6'4" to 6'8", surprisingly solid. So just avoid the moonroof model if you're really tall. So the headroom is tighter in those models. The rear seat fit. Under 5'8", it works for short rides, and it's not plush, but it is definitely manageable. 5'9" to 6 foot, you're going to start feeling cramped, especially in the knees. And then over 6 foot, it is rough. And most tall adults are not going to be happy back there, especially in the TRD Pro. So here's the bottom line. The 2024 Tacoma nails front seat comfort, even for really tall drivers. But if you're planning to carry adults in the back regularly, it's probably not the best fit. Still, for solo drivers or families with younger kids, it's a great setup. So let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure to subscribe, and we will see you next time.